Good morning all. Today we've been left to our own devices, basically. We've been trusted with the keys to the whole building so we can go through all the properties and carry out all the snags that are required of us. So in this one, and it's a selection, I'm not too sure what the building is for, so I'm not going to assume or make assumptions or anything like that for what the building is for, what we're in, but they're basically studio apartments. I wouldn't say they're for students, but more for disability or elderly. What I'm going to do is show you the snags. These snags are pretty straightforward, and the snags I'm going to be completing today are available as a full breakdown repair step-by-step on the Academy. So I'm going to show you what I've got. I'm in flat 9 at the minute. This is what we have. So we have a chip to the drawer front, top corner, and then we have that little section right there to touch in. So severe, really, just run-of-the-mill snags that you'll find on general site inspections. So what we're doing, I'm going to repair them too. I'm going to do a time lapse for both of them, and I'll just keep you updated as I go through the flats. Cool. So for these repairs as well, I failed to mention what I'm going to be doing. So I'm going to be using a hot wax. So the chip repairs are going to be carried out with hot wax rather than 2-pack filler and then colouring it in. So I'm going to use a colour close to that resembles obviously the drawer front and the worktop itself colour-wise, and show you how we go about blending them in. So we're going to be using hot wax for these repairs, which is of course available on our Academy. Link in bio on the link tree in Instagram, and also these repairs are a free guide download as well, which you'll find in Linktree. So yeah, let's get cracking. Right, so I've done my prep, masked up around the edges. It's looks a bit excessive for a little chip in a top left-hand corner, because as it is at the minute, you know, you can, from a metre away, which is approximately there, you can barely see the damage, the repair itself, but then obviously zoomed in, I'd say that's about 4 or 5 inches away. You know, it still stands out. And also as well, if you look, I don't know if you can get it in this light. No, not really. But across the sheen, right, tripping up everything, across the drawer front, you've got more of a sort of like a high satin glossy finish across it. So touching, because of the size of the chip, putting a bit of paint, mixing a bit of paint up in a pot and colour matching and dabbing the paint in, it's going to create texture because it's a super smooth surface drawer-wise. So we're going to have to spray it in. You could colour match it along with the airbrush and spray it in with the airbrush. You're going to have more of a dry edge to work out to make it smooth and blend in, etc. And then you have to lacquer over the top anyway. So what I've done, so obviously I've done a 900 wax. Prior to that, I tried a 9003, which I didn't have on camera, and that was too dark. And then I obviously done the 900 on top. Then what I'm going to try is the 9010, as you can see close up, is too white. It's too light for that surface. So I'm going to try what they class as traffic white, which is 9016, which I've already got a pre-made colour aerosol for, and it's in gloss as well. So we should be able to feather this out quite nicely, and you'll see the results in the video. Right, so I finished spraying, and the 9016 is spot on. The only issue that because I'm so pedantic and meticulous, the only thing that's bugging me at the minute is I can still see literally the outer rim of the repair, and I'll show you what. You can just make it out there. What doesn't help is the where the adhesive was for the edge strip on that bottom corner there, but you can still see the outline of the repair. What's happened there is the chemicals in the paint have reacted with the edge of the repair. So what that needs basically to get over the top of that is we're gonna have to flatten that back, because the sheen and the color is absolutely perfect. You look across the door, the drawer front, and you can't see any dry edge, nothing. It blends in really nicely. So what I'm gonna do there, I'm gonna, once I give that allow it to dry properly, should be about 20 minutes to half an hour, is just key that area back with say like an 800 grit, so it flattens it off. That shouldn't take hardly any of the paint off, but it will take the edge off the repair, and then we just spray over again, give it a couple of coats, and it should be absolutely fine. But yeah, I'll leave that. I won't leave that there, so to speak. What I'll do is I'll set up once 20 minutes has elapsed and it's touch dry, and I can put a pad on it. I'll stick the camera back on and then just show you how we feather it in and everything and go like. So much better. Just a little denib with 800 over the repair itself, and then resprayed over the top, and it's blended out really nicely. Apart from, like I said to you, the left-hand edge where the adhesive has actually created a hole basically where the edging strip sticks to the drawer. That's the only thing my eyes are drawn to, which if you look across the whole kitchen as well, the edges are pretty poor to all the unit doors and whatnot. But you know, I mean, if you look further down, I'll show you. So you see that little, hang on a minute, steady the camera, apologies. So you see that little bit there, where the top 9 nail is, there it is, right? And then if you look, follow your eye down to about here, right there, you've got exactly the same. So I'm not worried about that. It does annoy me a little bit, but I'm not worried about that. But as you can see, the repair's blended out really nicely now. So what we got to do is there's a little bit of denibbing to do, which I'm going to do with a 1,000 pad. And then it'll be stripped down and hand back to the client. So yeah, we got there in the end. Just goes to show that even small repairs, even though look so simple, can sometimes really, really get on your tits, and they drag out. And you're thinking to yourself, I've done this repair so many times before. What on earth is going on right now? But we have them days, unfortunately. So yeah, I'm going to obviously do a time lapse of me just denibbing and stripping down. And then that is the draw front chip done. Right, so we're finally finished. Whee! So yeah, let me show you. All right, all sorted again, apart from that little bottom left-hand corner for anyone says. And then the sheen, as you can see, is beautifully uniform. Oh, out of focus, concentrating on the bar. Just uniform, so it's all good. Nice little plucker repair. So in this case, persistent pays off, and a bit of patience, really. Sometimes you can turn up to a site, that job will take you 45 minutes to an hour max. But I had a little bit of issue, so that obviously extended the periods of how long that repair is going to take. But we got there in the end, and yeah, like I said, persistence and patience pays off.